Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for joining us. Welcome back. I'm Steve.
And I'm Scott.
And together we are Backyard Musings, the Science and Technology channel.
Yep, and we are talking about an interesting study today. Um,
Alzheimer's. We keep a watch on Alzheimer's. Like to bring you every information we can find.
we do, and because this is, hopefully this is going to be going away here soon, and they're going to
Yeah,
find somewhere reversing this, or at
yeah.
least helping people out that are just in the beginning stages. So here we go.
A shared molecular signature of Alzheimer's appears across populations once studied in isolation. Alzheimer's disease affects African Americans at roughly twice the rate seen among white European ancestry individuals, EA, in the United States. This disparity is partly linked to social determinants of health, including unequal access to healthcare, differences in educational quality, biases in cognitive testing, and higher prevalence of Alzheimer's disease risk factors such as cardiovascular disease and diabetes among people who identify as African American. Would you like to know more?
And again, we don't necessarily agree with all this stuff, but this is the message, and that's what we're going with,
We're
right?
the messengers. We're not the
Yeah,
experts.
exactly. So, research has explored how gene expression, which is measurement of amount of protein encoded by a gene, differs between brain tissue from people with AD and those without the disease, most often in EA or mixed ancestry populations. However, many of these studies included too few African American participants or did not specify their numbers, making it difficult to detect meaningful patterns specific to this.
In the largest study of its kind using brain tissue from African American donors, scientists at Boston University Chobanian and Avedisian School of Medicine identified numerous genes whose activity levels differed between Alzheimer's disease cases and controls. Many of these genes had not been previously linked to AD through other genetic research. The most striking result was a 1.5 fold increase in expression of the ADAMTS2, and that's an acronym, ADAMTS2 gene, in brain tissue from individuals with autopsy confirmed Alzheimer's disease.
To conduct the analysis, the team collected post mortem prefrontal cortex samples from 207 African American brain donors through 14 NIH, which we're not a big fan of, funded AD Alzheimer's disease research centers nationwide. This group included 125 donors with pathologically confirmed AD and 82 controls. I'm not exactly sure what that means exactly. So, Adam TS2 emerged as the most significantly altered gene and was also ranked highest in a separate study, led by the same researchers who analyzed brain tissue from a much larger EA cohort. In that work, gene expression was compared between people with confirmed AD who showed cognitive symptoms before death and those with similar brain pathology who remained cognitively resilient. Hmm.
I just want to remind you EA stands for European ancestry. So
Oh,
keep that in
okay.
mind as we're saying that.
Gotcha.
Quote, to our knowledge, this is the first time in similarly designed AD genetic studies that the most significant finding was the same in both white and African Americans, said corresponding author Lindsay A. Ferrer, PhD, Chief of Biomedical Genetics at the school.
According to the researchers, the study is an important step in deciphering the genetic architecture and underlying mechanisms of AD risk in African Americans, considering evidence that nearly all the established AD risk variants are population specific or have divergent frequencies across populations.
Quote, although risk of AD in African Americans has been associated with variants in several genes, the overlap of genes showing association in EA populations is modest. And even among the overlapping genes, the particular variants involved and the size of the effect on AD risk usually differ, explains Ferrer.
This is a quote. The fact that expression of A or Adams TS2 is significantly and substantially higher in brain tissue from both whites and blacks with AD, but not only points to a shared biological process leading to AD, but also elevates the priority of further research involving this gene, which could determine its suitability as a potential therapeutic target. Unquote.
That would be awesome if that turned out. That would be awesome. This is a nasty disease, folks. Just
It is. It is. I'm sure there's probably not too many people right now out there in the world that haven't either come in contact with, suffered from, or had a family member or friend that suffered from it. And it is really tough. I mean,
Yeah.
it's tough on both sides. I'm sure it's tough for the person that is going through the disease, and of course the people that are having to deal with it. So tough. So
we'll keep an eye on this, folks. Thanks for joining us. We'll catch you in the morning.
Take care, everyone. Thank you for listening. We'll talk to you tomorrow.